Hello and welcome to Moment of Truth on Labour Social. I'm Graham Hughes. Well, it appears we've got ourselves into another absolute corker of an A-level results day. The government's brilliant idea of taking a stroll down memory lane to the pre-pandemic grading system has resulted in a spectacle that's almost as entertaining as watching a screaming monkey clown car careen into a wall. Hold on to your mortarboards because this year's batch of A-level grades saw a drop that puts Alton Towers' oblivion to shame. 5,000 fewer students managed to snag 3 A-star grades compared with last year, and A-star to A grade shrunk from 35.9% to just 26.5%. The biggest drop on record. Head teachers across the country being England, as this nightmare isn't happening in devolved Wales or Scotland, have made it very clear that they are alarmed at the strictness of this year's grading. It seems that in some parallel universe, grading has become even more stringent than the A-level exams from the era when the world was only dealing with things like, non-pandemic related chaos. But wait, there's more. In a stunning display of Tory benevolence, over 1 in 10 entries were treated to a lovely E or U grade. It's almost as if the education system is channeling its inner motivational speaker, whispering, "Dream big, kids, because even failing can be an achievement. Just look at Liz Truss." And let's not forget the regional divide that's more pronounced than Nigel Farage's desperation for attention. While London and the South East are practically swimming in top grades, the North East and Yorkshire in particular have been left scratching their heads wondering where all their A grades have gone. But fear not, the Education Secretary, Gillian Keegan, graciously provided the following nugget of wisdom on Sky News this morning. And I quote, "They won't ask you anything about your A-level grades in 10 years' time. They will ask you about other things you've done since then, in the workplace, what you did at university. And then, after a period of time, they don't even ask you what you did at university." Not a lot of use if you end up not going to university or getting a goddamn job in the first place on account of your terrible grades. A typically callous response that Shadow Education Secretary Bridget Phillipson called rude and dismissive. She went on to say, "This is a nerve-wracking day for young people who've worked incredibly hard. The last thing they need is the Secretary of State offering comments like that. It really does add insult to injury coming from a government that completely failed to put in place the kind of support that our young people need coming out of the pandemic after all the disruption that they'd experienced." Meanwhile, Joe Saxton, the head of Ofqual, the exam regulator for England, defended the falling grades, saying, "There are no surprises here, and the changes in grading that we're seeing are very similar to the changes that we saw last year. And these results are above those of 2019, so students have absolutely had the protection they deserve, given everything they went through." So, who is this Joe Saxton? Oh, just the then Education Secretary Gavin Williamson's policy advisor at the time of her appointment to Ofqual, which prompted warnings over the body's supposed independence and led Labour to accuse Gavin, "Go away and shut up," Williamson of giving a plum roll to a close advisor who lacked the relevant experience. Let's face it, when David Cameron famously said, "We're all in it together," he was talking about the toffs. He meant the toffs. He was just talking about the toffs. So there you have it, folks. Another year, another A-level results disaster, all courtesy of the Tory government's finely tuned machinery of chaos designed to crush all hope, dismantle the dreams and shorten the horizons of anyone who has the misfortune of not being born into the ruling elite.